All right, another paper pencil edition. Today we're going to talk about a message I just got from a coaching client. She says, my calories were really good today, but I had a lot of highlights and I feel kind of bad about that. And this is one of the things that when I work with a one-on-one coaching client, we usually have to really dissect and unpack, which is their feelings about highlights. Highlights, honestly, are the gold in doing the paper pencil journal. They are there as your teachers. They are not there to scold you. They are not there to be a bad mark on a paper. They're there to say, hey, something's going on here from what you think you're going to do with food and what's actually happening. This is what I go through with so many people on the actual show. Like, if you ever really listen to the podcast, I'll say to people, if I'm a fly on the wall and I'm watching you, what am I seeing you do? And they start telling you, right? Well, the highlights are just those things that happen that you're not planning on doing. They're impulsive in nature. They're there because whatever you thought the day was going to look like didn't go that way, right? So it's there to guide you to either planning differently or to becoming aware of a behavior with food that's unhelpful for you and to start putting it down on the left side of the paper, right? So if every night you plan to have one candy and you see you're eating 3 or 4, then what you do is you say, oh, okay, this is my problem area. I get it. I'm gonna start putting 3 or 4 candies on the left side of my paper, and that way I can earn stars to show an improvement in this behavior, right? This is what I'm doing. It's accepting of what you're doing. It's including it in the plan, and that way there is a point of improvement that can be made, right? Another way highlights can be super helpful. If every day you're seeing a highlight somewhere between lunch and dinner, and you're like, yeah, I'm noticing I'm hungry every day and I'm having to highlight something, that's telling you you need a snack. It's there to guide you. It's there to help you. If you put your head in the sand and you have no idea why you're doing what you're doing with food and you have no idea about these things. And the funny thing is, the reason I do this process with my clients is because they can move things around with calories and justify everything. Your lower brain can be like, oh, well, I can have that extra brownie right now and I can just pass on dinner tonight. We'll make the calories work. See, lower brains are very crafty when it comes to calories. It'll tell you how much extra you have, so of course you can have this. It'll tell you how you've overdone it with calories, so now you must restrict. Like, your lower brain's got a lot to say about calories. So that's why I moved to the paper pencil journal, because I needed, as a coach, to be able to see what was actually happening so I could help my client work on those problematic eating behaviors, or by not having a proper plan in place. And sometimes you can disguise things with calories and your brain will definitely, like my client, right? She's like, I had all these highlights, but my calories were fine, but yet I still feel bad about that. Really what it was, she just had extra treats. She passed on the original stuff, but she made the calories. But what that told me is, on the weekends, she probably needs to plan extra treats. Actually put them on the left side of the paper. Like, I like to have extra treats on the weekends, and I'm going to put them over there, right? Like, it's about learning your tendencies with food. And we should never feel bad about learning about ourselves, learning about the process, learning what things, if we could do differently or better, that would help us, right? We all just want to plan. Hand me a thing, tell me how many calories to eat, tell me what amount of points to eat, give me this, give me that. But the truth is, you really don't want that. I've done videos on this before. Nobody really wants to be told to do what to do with food. They think they do until they rebel against it. And then they're like, oh, this is too hard. This is too restrictive. This is too whatever. What we're talking about is, you do things with food every day. We all do. We all do things with food every day. Often we would like to pretend we aren't. We want to put our head in the sand. We want to be oblivious to it because then we don't have to change it, right? And we do radical change to be on a new program, whatever the program is. But then when we can't keep that going because we've made too many changes at once, too many highlights were revised at once, then we just backslide anyway. So this way, this is a more gentle way to guide you to making changes that will actually help you. So I hope you don't get freaked out by highlights. I hope you get as excited as I do as a coach. Cool, what can we learn here about you? What's going on with your eating behavior that maybe we could start to modify and change? Be excited about it because you're finally figuring out what's actually happening so you can make improvements, so you can make better progress. All right, guys, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.